Welcome to Jamaica Calling, or a look at the connection between Jamaica and its diaspora, leading up to the 6th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference from June 13 to 18. This feature examines the component of corporate social outreach and social enterprises in Jamaica and how the diaspora is and can become involved. The term social enterprise was recently coined to perhaps make official social outreach initiatives. Outreach programs are defined as initiatives designed to help and encourage the vulnerable members of society. Social outreach is included in the corporate responsibility aspect of many schools, churches, and companies, especially larger corporations such as Jamaica National. Social enterprises include charity and non-government organizations, NGOs, which aim to find solutions to the nation's problems. General Manager of the Jamaica National Foundation, Safri Brown, explains the role of social enterprises, which she says are extremely important to Jamaica's growth and development.
Businesses that focus on outreach in terms of the actual model of delivery are able to, one, be sustainable, and two, really impact some of the issues that maybe the government doesn't have the resources to tackle. It also allows organizations and individuals at the grassroots level to come up with the solutions that are best for their communities or their cohort, the groups that they're working with. So the sense is that they understand the needs of the communities that they're working with much better, and therefore that their solutions are much more kind of direct and impactful. So I think there's a huge amount of benefit to businesses that not only have a social outreach, but their entire premise and reason for being is to fulfill a social or environmental need.
Ms. Brown says the Jamaican diaspora from around the world continues to support the social outreach initiatives of the Jamaica National Foundation.
Jamaica National has done work for many years with diaspora, and we work closely with diaspora in terms of missions to Jamaica to support activities in health and education. They offer a huge amount of technical capacity, resourcing and that sort of thing. Most recently, CEEN Foundation was in Portland and St. Thomas with the Jarrett Foundation out of the UK giving away school supplies, and this is a group out of the UK that set up a foundation specifically to get resources for education in Jamaica. They ship these resources down to Jamaica and then they distribute them to schools that need them. So we're able to support them to fulfill their mission whilst they're supporting us fulfilling our mission, which is to have a real social impact across Jamaica.
Using other current projects of the JN Foundation in collaboration with diaspora members, Ms. Brown notes that JN and other NGOs help to make the diaspora's efforts at social outreach more effective.
JN Foundation, we are working with a number of NGOs that are converting to becoming social enterprises that are actually headed by diaspora members. We're working with a great group out of Manchester called Network of Women, which is headed by a woman named Pauline Smith, who's from the Canadian diaspora, who's moved back to Jamaica. And while she financially moved back in a very secure position, she moved back into a community that was not as secure as her, and she wanted to make a difference with her experience in mobilizing employment in Canada. She wanted to be able to develop something here. So she's developed a group called Network of Women, which aims to increase employment for rural women in Manchester. She'll be speaking at the Diaspora Conference on her experiences as a returning resident who's gotten involved in that line of work. And we have a number of others that we're working with from the diaspora. And I think that what it shows is that if they have the will, then through support, Food for the Poor, supporting Network of Women, Jamaica National Foundation, there are always going to be organizations that are willing to help diaspora members achieve what it is they want to achieve back in Jamaica. And then we're also very clear about what some of the needs are here as well. So if they can't identify how they want to invest in Jamaica, we're able to offer some sort of solutions and ideas as well.
If you speak to a member of the Jamaican diaspora about social outreach and social enterprise, A company that is likely to be mentioned is the Jamaica National Foundation. However, outside of the scope of working with the JN Foundation, Ms. Brown explains how the diaspora can contribute to the country's social development.
Many diaspora members are involved with their alumni members, so they're involved in their schools, their church groups, their communities. They can continue along that line. At the Diaspora Conference that's coming up, they're going to be able to hear a lot of what's going on. There's some great NGOs and charities that will be there. I know at the last Diaspora Conference there were a number, for example, Crime Stop was there and a number of others that they could contribute to. This Diaspora Youth Connect is another project out of the Jamaica Diaspora Foundation, which looks to pair diaspora members with young people in Jamaica who are learning entrepreneurship and employment skills, and it connects them and allows them to, whether it is through e-mentoring or in a more substantive way, to really develop and build relationships with young people. So there are many, many different ways to get involved. I know that also in the diaspora communities you have charities and NGOs that are set up specifically to support Jamaica, so they can also get involved in that way.
Social outreach from the diaspora tends to focus quite a bit on health and education. Ms. Brown explains the reason for the thrusts in those areas, as well as suggests other areas to which the diaspora may direct their social outreach efforts.
I think health and education are really important components because those are the components that if you can create real infrastructural change, you can turn around the outcomes for Jamaica. But I also think entrepreneurship, which is a natural talent of Jamaicans, is something that they can support. So one of the things that the JN Foundation will be doing is through the Social Enterprise Boost Initiative at the conference, we'll be asking, do you have trade partnerships that social enterprises can leverage? Do you have marketing skills that you can support them with? So, I think entrepreneurship is a key component. And again, the same Diaspora Youth Connect project is about entrepreneurship and agriculture. Farm Up Jamaica will be at the Diaspora conference, and Farm Up Jamaica is really aiming to increase exports through farming, decrease the cost of produce in Jamaica whilst increasing exports. So there's a huge potential also around entrepreneurship and agriculture, but not at the expense of education and health, which are also important.
So how can Jamaica make social investing from the diaspora more attractive? Safri Brown says it begins with the right platforms.
I think one of the ways that we can try and attract diaspora and social investment and social investors into Jamaica is to make sure that we have the right channels for these investments. I Support Jamaica, which is a crowdfunding platform, was launched 2 years ago at the last Diaspora Conference. And a number of charities, NGOs and social enterprises, social entrepreneurs are on I Support Jamaica, so they can contribute through I Support Jamaica, either as grants or actually look to develop some kind of equity in some of these startups. Jamaica is one of the leading countries in terms of development and social development solutions. And I think that what we've been able to do is develop channels for support. So, for example, JN Foundation launched through JNBS I Support Jamaica, which is a crowdfunding platform which allows individuals anywhere in the world to donate or lend to entrepreneurs or social enterprises and charities back in Jamaica, so that they're able to contribute in a very direct way to development back here. But then they can also come back and set up social enterprises, social businesses. They can come and give real technical support to NGOs and charities that are looking at solutions for sustainability. And then they can also develop really good linkages and partnerships internationally for said charities, NGOs, social enterprises and social entrepreneurs. So I think that there are a number of opportunities for investment. I think there are also a number of channels for direct investment, but also for what I like to call more emotional investment, which is they really give of their time and their energy to support what we're doing back here in Jamaica.
If you need to get in touch with Jamaica National to participate in their social outreach initiatives or get assistance in starting your own, here's how.
If people want to get involved with JN Foundation, they can come and visit us at our booth. We'll have a booth at the Diaspora Conference called SEBI, which is the Social Enterprise Boost Initiative, which is the project we're doing with USAID. But they can also email us, foundation@jnbs.com. We have a website, jnfoundation.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We're completely wired in. You can find us very easily, or you can just call JNBS.
Giving a helping hand.
And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Calling.
Help me, yeah.